Ian, how do you access the CU podcast?
Patreon.com/CU podcast. I had to think about that for a minute first.
You had to steel yourself.
I gave myself just 2 seconds. I wasn't going to slip again. I slipped on the big stage. Then the big show.
The 200th.
The 200.
The 200th.
But now we're at 201. Doesn't matter anymore. Nothing matters for another 99 episodes.
Nothing. We're going to phone it in again.
We're going to phone it in for another 99.
For another 2 years.
We can get a little excited around 250, the 50 mark. But, we've got at least 49 episodes of not giving a shit.
This does feel kind of weird.
I love it.
It's like gelatin. Anyway, so on the Patreon, Ian does a writing once a week, roughly. Historically, it's not once a week, but he's getting better.
It's about 3 times a month.
3.25. You've gotten better. There were some months where you really, let it go. But you've gotten better. You got more motivated the past year, I'd say. Stop ruining my pink.
I mean, this is what it's for.
It's for ruining it?
It's for squishing.
It's for squishing my pink?
God damn it. Ruin my pink. That's the sort of thing you hear in a dirty video.
If you're listening to this without the video, you might be confused. What's going on? So anyway, there's a Patreon poll topic every week. Good 3-way split like Warren, Biden, Bernie. In third place, will we ever see another major console that is not Nintendo/Sony? Says Microsoft, 23%. Stop poofing my pink. In second place, 36%. Movie/TV properties that should not have been made into video games. Did I just say that? No. Anyway, and in first place, this is because Ian wrote about this game the past few days. 42% first place. Doom! Deep dive, Ian.
I mean, all I can say is...
not all you can say.
All I can
say... This is your topic. Go.
All I can say is that I've been playing a lot of Doom lately. A lot of Doom. This happens throughout my life. This happens every once in a while with me. It's happened in, I would say, roughly four eras of my life have been defined by Doom.
Every 7 years.
When Doom came out, I really wanted to play it. And
93.
And
everyone loved Doom except if you're Rue. You don't like Doom.
God, why doesn't Rue like Doom?
He's not human. I think that's the answer is. Sorry.
It's all those light bulb chemicals.
Light bulb. I mean, LED light bulbs. Sorry, go on. We love Rue.
We love Rue. But I wanted to play it, and I wasn't sure if my pops was gonna be down with a game like Doom. So bloody, so visceral, so in your face.
You were 11 at the time when Doom came out.
I was 11.
Little too young.
Yeah.
Not PG-13 yet.
And I think my parents were still into church at that point in time. They got rid of that pretty quick, though.
Catholic?
Yeah.
You're Catholic?
Yeah, I was
I've
Catholic.
never asked that before. You were confirmed?
No, I was never confirmed.
You're not a real Catholic then?
No. I wasn't confirmed. I eat the bread. I mean, I did the thing where I could eat the bread.
You eat the bread? You mean the Eucharist? You mean the body of Christ?
The body of Christ. So anyways.
You eat the bread. Okay, sacrilege.
Doom. So,
I drink the wine, I eat the bread.
I drink the wine, I eat the bread. I was an altar boy.
You were?
Yeah.
Wow. Little Ian as an altar boy.
I was an altar boy.
Okay, sorry, go on. That's another topic.
Yeah, boy howdy.
There wasn't any pink smushing, I hope.
Doom. No pink smushing. Right, so went over to my uncle's house the one day, and my uncle had Doom. And he showed my dad Doom. And my dad and I we loved the computers, my dad and I. Big computer fans. Pops and I.
You grew up with computers.
Yeah, loved them.
I did. Okay.
And he was into it. And I was like, oh, this bodes well.
How'd you get it?
Well, I ended up getting it because my dad came home on Easter Sunday with a copy of Doom 2. And that's when I knew all bets was off.
Jesus rises from the dead, and you played Doom.
And we played Doom. We were going to play some Doom 2. And I played Doom 2 for years. I just played that game constantly. Doom 2.
Years later.
Played it just...
Doom 2 was 94?
94. Just played tons of it.
Hell on earth.
There's a large chunk of my life that is defined by firing up Doom, putting in cheat codes, and fucking around in that game. I loved it. I didn't play I didn't play the rest of Doom 1 until a few years later.
The second and third, you played the share one, which is the first campaign.
Yeah, I played Knee Deep in the
first
Dead.
episode.
I didn't play Shores of Hell or Inferno until a couple of years after I had played Doom 2.
Probably happened with me as well when I bought Final Doom.
Yes.
Which had it bundled, I think.
Which added Thy Flesh Consumed, I think.
Yeah. That was
the fourth episode. Right, that's when I did it as well.
Which is that canon? I forget. I don't know. Anyway.
Thy flesh consumed? Yeah. So, shut up, phone. Who's calling me? Tonawanda, New York. Anyways, I moved out of my parents' house in 2000. Most of those apartments that I lived in did not have internet. We had computers. There's a computer, but no internet at the at those apartments. I would go home to do laundry, and I'd use internet then.
What were you doing when you were 18? You were working?
Yeah, I was working.
Where were you working? Oh, you're
I was doing restaurant work.
Oh, okay.
Full time.
You want to get out of the house. Make it on your own.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I get along with my parents great. And I had no issues with my parents. It wasn't like there was a horrible home life situation. But ever since I was a kid, I was like super stoked to move out and get my own place. So anyway,
live off the land.
Yeah, like Harvest Mode or Animal Crossing. So my third apartment, it's like 2004. It's probably not, it's under a year before I move out to San Diego. I'm living in my third apartment. I have a beater computer with no internet access. So I go back to my parents' house the one day.
Got a Pentium 90.
To do laundry. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go on whatever the share sites were at the time. Like Kazaa and stuff like that, the abandonware sites, and I got a bunch of like old games. I got a bunch of like the Sierra adventure games, LucasArts adventure games.
Really stretching the abandonware on that one, but yeah,
not really abandonware.
They weren't really abandoned.
They weren't abandoned. No. I got them through abandonware.
They came out like 3 years ago.
Yes,
but
I got them through abandonware
sites,
sites, which at the time was the way to.
Is the original one still around? The original abandonware site still around? It was
Home of the Underdogs.
Yes, was that?
I think it's still around. Look it up. Look it up while I'm talking.
That's producing the show. Okay.
So. And of the things that I throw on there, I throw Doom 1 and Doom 2 on there. And I, started with...
It's still around, homeoftheunderdogs.net with games.
Nice.
Going back to like the early 80s.
So, the one night I throw on Doom 2. And I'm not expecting to get sucked into it. I grabbed them because I could grab them, but I had mostly been interested in playing like some of the adventure games, and I had played Sam & Max, and I'd played Day of the Tentacle. And, I throw on Doom 2, and I put it on ultra-violent difficulty. And I was like, this could be fun. And Doom really, like, at least for me at that point, it changes. Like, it's fast-paced, but you're living second to second when you're playing Doom on a hard difficulty.
Sure.
You're just, it's real touch and go. It's real touch and go. You don't know what's going to happen. Lots of excitement. And
yeah.
It took me like 2 weeks, but that's all I did was play Doom 2 on ultraviolent, and I beat it.
Mouse and keyboard or controller?
Keyboard. No,
all
mouse.
Keyboard.
All keyboard.
You strafed or just turned?
Strafe. Yeah. All keyboard, and drove my roommate nuts at the time because he would just come home from work and all he would hear was nice
MIDI music.
And those are your Doom sounds.
Oh, in the background.
Yeah. So that's playing Doom 2, and so
Someone's gonna take those sounds out and put them in their mod. They're gonna put them in their Doom mod, by the way.
So that was like one of the biggest things I've ever done in games is beat Doom 2 on the second hardest difficulty, because that's how bad I am at games. That beating it on the second hardest difficulty.
Ultraviolent is the second hardest.
Yeah, Nightmare is the hardest.
Well, they respawn,
but that adds respawning. So
yeah, that's not fair at the point. It's like you got to rush through the game,
right.
Basically.
So I still consider ultraviolent. That's pretty hard.
That's hardcore.
Then Doom 2016 came out, and I loved that, and I played through Doom 1 again then.
Doom 3 was awful, by the way. I didn't like it at all.
I haven't played it. I have it now.
It's not... I mean, like, it's constrained, and it doesn't feel like the other Doom games to me.
So
I didn't play it through the whole thing. I played a part of it.
Doom 2016 is a fucking masterpiece.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh my god, it's so good.
Doom 3 was not in the spirit of Doom 1 and 2.
Well, and this is the thing that I really realized. Playing Doom and playing Doom 2016, the games feel the same. They're all about running into the middle of something, blowing the fuck out of shit as best as you can.
You step on a
fingers
thing
crossed, and then you get out of there, and you're constantly moving. The game is more so in 2016, but even in the early one, the game is very kinetic. Like, you're not really standing still is not a thing you do a lot of in Doom,
unless everyone's dead.
Right.
You can catch your breath.
Right. Exactly.
Otherwise, though. There's traps everywhere. You hit a button, you think, oh, it's gonna open the door. No, it's gonna bring the pillars down with a bunch of monsters on them,
and 20 guys. Baron of hell and a cacodemon.
And the door closes behind you. See, that's what Wolfenstein didn't have was traps like that. Wolfenstein was just like, you walk into a room and you see a bunch of guys shooting at you. It can still be hectic, but you're not gonna get surprised and shocked like you do in Doom. That's where Doom really upped the ante when it came to the first-person shooter.
Yeah, Doom is constantly throwing fuck yous in your face. And that's the fun. Like, I was playing, what level was it? It was like episode 2, map 5 maybe, yesterday. And I remembered it when I got there, but it still pissed me off. The level seems like it's going to be short. And there's an exit, and it's a blue key. And you walk into a room and you get a blue key, and you're like, I'm going to do it. But then there's a red door. Then you find the red key, and then there's a yellow door. So then you go and you try to find the yellow door. So there's 3 locked doors just in front of the exit. Sure. And then by the time you go and you get this yellow key, you're all the way off in another part of the map. And then there's other exits with yellow keys. And it's just a big, it's just telling you, fuck you. Yeah. You thought this was going to be easy? It's not.
In the back you hear.
And then you hear.
That's what you do here. Yeah. Behind in the distance.
So, right. So anyways, now I'm playing it again.
How about those fucking flaming skulls?
I love them.
They can eat my butt.
Lost Souls, love them. They're fucking cool.
There's always like 80 of them in a row in a little
scary as shit
confined little hallway.
Yep.
So is that how they sound like?
No, they make a.
The big red guys when you shoot them.
Cacodemons. Well, cacodemons are the red balls.
Yeah.
Anyways,
it goes.
Anyway.
I can't do it.
Doom Eternal comes out this month, and I gotta see if I'm gonna have money.
Is that basically the new Doom 2?
Yeah, basically? Doom Eternal is the sequel to Doom 2016. I'm gonna have to budget for that because it comes out the same day as Animal Crossing.
Oh wow, that's some counter programming right there.
There is, I don't. If you haven't seen it, it's made the internet. It's the only thing that's made the internet enjoyable lately is that the Doom fan base and the Animal Crossing fan base have become friends, and there's just lots and lots of art out there of like Isabel the dog, like going to buy a copy of Doom Eternal on the day that it comes out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the fan art between the Doom community and the Animal Crossing community is just wonderful.
It doesn't always have to be toxic gamers out there. There's some nice gamers out there.
No, this is a very cute, lovable thing. So anyways, to get everyone pumped up for Doom Eternal, I was not expecting to fall into a Doom pit again like I have recently, but the Switch versions of Doom 2, and Doom 3 are all on sale.
Oh, they are.
They might still be on sale, but they were on sale last week for $1.50 for Doom 1, $1.50 for Doom 2, and $3 for Doom 3.
Do you have them on Good Old Games? We can play on Good Old Games.
I don't have them.
It's like $1 on Good Old Games to get those.
Yeah. I mean, sure, Doom. I'll buy Doom 1,000,000 times. So
what does fucking Doom cost on Good Old Games? Doom.
So, and the nice thing is, and I haven't done this yet. I was going to last night. I was hoping to be able to say something about it today, but I didn't because
I have Ultimate Doom.
Because I'm just so stuck on playing through. You can do add-ons. There's add-ons. So for Doom 1, you can click on an option when you load up the Switch version, and you can get TNT Evolution, you can get Plutonia Project, and you can get Sigil for free.
And Sigil is the new one that came out last year.
Sigil's the new one. So I haven't played that yet, but I'm really excited to try Sigil. I want to see how hard it is, and I also want to play the multiplayer maps because half of it was single player and half of it was meant for multiplayer. And as much as I like Doom's multiplayer was cooperative, was fun, but deathmatch always kind of sucked because the levels weren't designed for the standard maps weren't really made for deathmatch.
Okay.
So I want to play, some maps that were made for it.
So wait for it to go on sale because Good Old Game always runs sales. I remember not spending more than $1 or $2 each for Ultimate Doom, which has the 4 episodes, and then Doom 2. So wait for the sale. You said it's like $1.50 right now on Switch?
$1.50 right now on Switch.
Then I'll buy it on Switch. I'll play it on Switch.
Yeah. There's no online. There will be online for the Doom 64, though. Doom 64 is good.
I've never played Doom 64 in my life.
I like it. At least I liked it. A lot of people say it sucks, but I think it'll be fun to play it on a system with a better controller.
Sure. For the analog.
Probably better gamma because like the lighting, it was a little rough. But it was a fully 3D Doom. That's the thing that people don't realize. Like the enemies were sprites, but the levels were like 3D.
Why isn't GoldenEye on the Switch? You know how much money that would make on the Switch?
Licensing. It's licensing. You're not the first person to think of this.
Work out the deal. Like, work it out. If they put multiplayer, like, that would sell. I'm not kidding. That would sell 1 million copies.
Well, of course, everyone
at
knows
like
that.
$10 each.
Licensing with Rare and
obviously the Bond people.
And the Bond people.
They wouldn't care. They'd give, or switch around the frickin'. Well, no, you want it. Well, no, you wouldn't care as much if you don't.
That's why we got that bullshit, like not really GoldenEye remake on the Wii. The GoldenEye Reloaded was because they don't have those rights holders aren't going to magically meet up again.
Make the heads different.
I mean, Rare is Microsoft, although Microsoft and Nintendo have been playing nice, so maybe.
Make the heads different then. You know? Change... Get the name... You know, if Brosnan wants money, screw him. Just change his head. You know, in the game.
Change his head.
Change his head.
So anyways, that's what I've been doing, and once I get home, I'm going to have some lunch. I'm going to play some Doom.
All right, I'm going to be editing, but then I'm going to break my intermittent fasting. So I'll say this about Doom, because Ian took off most, which is fine, because Ian loves Doom. I love Doom. We all love Doom, except for Rue, of course. Doom was one of the first games that really, when I saw, like, I go back to Doom Tips for the Gurus, tips from the Gurus, when it was that huge freaking 350, 400-page book at CompUSA or Computer City.
Yeah, I had that, and it came with Doomcat in the back of it, so you can make levels. I didn't even mention that. I made Doom levels. God, I love Doom.
It came with like 4 or 5 different Doom editors, including one that was like semi 3D. That was like, whoa. Doom wasn't 3D. Doom was fake 3D, like all
raycasting, I believe, is what it's called.
What all first-person shooters were up until Quake. Quake was the first real 3D first-person shooter. Dark Forces faked it. Obviously, Wolfenstein faked it. Doom faked it. Anyway, Hexen and all those other ones faked it. Duke Nukem faked it. Anyway, so I remember trying a couple of levels, or trying to make them. They were simple, whatever. But I really enjoyed the mod community. There was an Alien versus Predator total mod with like
there was a really good
you heard like Vassals go, "Let's rock" when you were playing as Ripley, when you got the. And I remember the Predator in that one. I don't even remember that one. It was they respawn, like you were gonna get killed. But the Predator in that game was so scary. I remember, because it can go invisible. It threw everything at you. It could slash you. Remember those mods out there?
Yeah, no, there's an Aliens one.
It had to be like 96 that came out. You know, but the mod community must have been. I mean, this is before. You know, obviously they probably still make mods. Alien versus Predator Doom mod. I wonder if you can still get the same one from back in the day with it.
Probably.
But they had so many different mods out there. But that book was so nice or that package, it didn't come with all the mods, but it taught you how to load up the WADs and how to make them.
It's nice to know that you had that. I'm glad to know that I'm not the only person who...
I told you on the podcast before I had Doom tips from the
probably.
Yeah. It was like, what, $30 on Computer City? And it was the first time where... I guess it made like, wow, I can kind of make my own computer game, even though you're,
I always remember this, the Aliens TC Doom mod with
that one. That one I never played. I played the one where you play as Ripley.
Get the loader.
It's literally Ripley's face.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
But I'm guessing to this day there was Pac-Man mods. There was everything back then. There was ones for Wolfenstein. I remember. I'm looking at one right now where you play as a Predator. That one I never saw before on YouTube. Wow. And Doom isn't like, oh wow, ooh, that looks good. I'm looking at the 1.3 Doom mod, Aliens versus Predator. It's just fun, and I guess the look hasn't, it hasn't held up. People still like how Doom looks for a game.
No, Doom still looks nice.
It still looks nice.
I was thinking that the other day, like it's plain,
except if you're Rue.
It's plain. I mean, the game is largely what you can do with textures, because you can't have overhanging stuff.
Sure.
But it looks nice, and it conveys what it needs to convey nicely.
It's a no frills first person shooter,
and it's fun. It has the right amount of frills. Like I can't go back to Wolfenstein.
Well, there's frills, yes. Yeah, Wolfenstein doesn't have any frills. Wolfenstein is just
Wolfenstein
get the key,
is rooms with enemies.
get the key,
Yeah.
unlock it, maybe get a second key and unlock it. There's like what gold and silver keys, which are 2 different keys in Wolfenstein, or maybe 3, and then killed. And plus, there's not enough enemy types in Wolfenstein.
No.
There's not you get those mutants and monsters, and the bosses suck in Wolfenstein. The bosses in Wolfenstein literally either shoot a rocket launcher at you or a fucking minigun that shreds you like in 2 seconds. And that's basically what it is in Wolfenstein for the enemies. There's no like in between guys that are worth fighting there. Anyway, all right. Well, we love Doom. Ian, I'll get it on the Switch. You're saying they are going to add multiplayer?
No, they're adding multiplayer for the 64 version.
That's on the Switch?
That's coming. That releases on the 20th as well. 20th is going to be an expensive day. Animal Crossing, Doom Eternal. Doom Eternal won't be on the Switch on the 20th though. So
is it planned for the Switch? Is 2016 on the Switch?
yes, 2016 is on the Switch and it's admirable.
Oh, that's right. I heard it was pretty good.
I have it on PS4 and on the Switch, and it's really, really well done.
Doesn't burn up your Switch?
No, it's neat.